What's up, guys? My name is Matt, and I'd like to welcome you to my first YouTube video. This is going to be a character creation video for World of Warcraft Classic. And I can't tell you guys how excited I am that now 15 years after the original World of Warcraft was released, that Blizzard is giving us Classic. Now, I'm not sure when you guys started to play, but I started about a year after the release of the original game. And my first character looked just like this. He was a Tauren warrior, and his name was Zurl. And he played on the Veclanosh PvE server. And the way that I leveled Zurl back then, guys, was I did a lot of tanking of instances. I was always queued up at the Battle Master for PvP. And I just kind of ran from town to town, trying to get enough quests together to be able to level up to go to the next area. And I had no idea where I was going or what I was doing. I died all the time, but I had a great time. Now, the first time that I leveled through the game, it took me about 6 weeks of playing pretty much every day. And now that Classic is coming out, I know that there's going to be people that are speed leveling, and I don't really want to get left behind and have it take me 6 weeks to get leveled up again. Now, after 15 years of playing WoW on and off, hopefully it doesn't take me that long, but I still don't know how to level quickly in the original game. So I did some research when Classic was announced. And I went back and tried to figure out how people originally got leveled up when the game first came out. And that led me onto a series of YouTube videos from a player named Joanna. And anybody that's familiar with Joanna knows that this is a player that was famous for the fastest leveling back in the original WoW. Joanna was able to get from 1 to 60 in 4 days and 20 hours played time. Now, when I first started to watch this video series, I was like, well, how is that possible? Because I played every day and it took me 6 weeks. And Joanna luckily recorded the video series unedited, so you could see everything that was done along the way to get to 60 that quickly. So Joanna had a way of doing things that I never even really thought of. The way that Joanna leveled was basically to pull mobs on the way to and from quest objectives, so that essentially at all times Joanna was gaining maximum experience from the world. I never really thought of trying to play that way. I just did the quest and then ran to the next area. So Joanna, I also figured out, didn't waste time on some things that I spent a lot of time on. Now, I think that anybody going through the game the first time should do all the instances and a lot of PvP and just really go slow and enjoy yourself, because that's the first time you're seeing that content, and it makes it really special when you can just, go out and the world is kind of full of all these things to explore. Now for me though, trying to get to 60 as quick as possible this time, I'm looking for that faster method. So one thing I used to do that spent a lot of time, guys, was tanking instances. And the reason that that wasn't the best use of my time to get leveled up quickly was because, first of all, I'd have to run to all the major cities and get all the quests. Following that, then I would need to organize a group of 5 people, and we'd all need to run to the instance. Now, if you had a good group, which was most of the time, you could get through the instance, get a couple levels out of it, and you'd get maybe a blue item or two once you killed all the bosses and turned in all the quests. So that was very time-consuming. PvP was even more time-consuming because you'd have to stop questing, go back to the major cities, queue up at the Battle Master, and then if you had a good group, which is probably only about half the time in PvP, then you could get some good experience and honor, but a lot of the time you'd lose and you just basically take a beating for anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes. So definitely not the fastest use of your leveling time. So what I'm going to do in this video series is I'm going to follow Joanna's lead now 15 years later, guys. I'm going to make, for the first time for me here, a YouTube video series where I'm going to go through the game, record the whole thing unedited, and I'm going to read off my time per level, and there's a little add-on I have that'll be showing the leveling time on the side for you guys. So I'm going to do my first speed level. Now, it's obviously not going to be anywhere as fast as Joanna's because, number one, I've never done a speed level before. Number two, I'm pretty casual at the game, and I'm really not that good at the game, to tell you the truth. and I really enjoy it. And what I'm looking to do this time is I'm going to do a new class for me so that I'll also have a learning curve. So my first time through, like I said, I was here on this Tauren Warrior. And Warriors are a really fun class to PvP and do group content with, but not the best class to solo with. And they can be hard to level with because they don't have any self-healing in Classic. So I was thinking a lot about what class do I want to roll. And what I decided is I'm going to do a Beast Mastery Hunter for this, this video series, because that's a class that's really able to solo well and can do some group content on their own. And that's more suitable to how I play now. So in Classic, the races that can be a hunter are the Tauren, the Troll, the Orc, the Dwarf, and the Night Elf. And the two that I like the look of the best, I like the female Night Elf a lot, if I was going to play on the Alliance side, because this character looks really fast and agile, like I think a hunter should. But the one I like the look of the best is actually the male Orc for the hunter. Because this guy looks like a rugged adventurer to me, out there in the wild, completing objectives with his pet. And so I want to do a male Orc for this video series. So I have to select a skin color for him to start. And I don't think I want anything too bright, guys, because I'm going to be spending a lot of time looking at it. Here's like a gray. That looks good. And now I have to pick a face. That's a good looking face. And then I select a hairstyle. Let's see, this is long ponytail, and we got bald, high ponytail, short ponytail. There's a mohawk. That's a pretty good wild mohawk for a hunter. And hair color, I think I want to make him look kind of old, guys, because I'm getting pretty old myself here in real life. There's a gray beard to make him look old. Oh, I like the white. Let's stick with this. And last but certainly not least, I've got to get a proper hunter beard picked out. Oh, there we go. There's like a nice scraggly beard. And you know, it's about the same length as his mohawk. So he kind of looks like he's been out away from town for a few months, and he hasn't been back to see the Orgrimmar barber. I'm pretty happy with how he looks. Let's try to get my own name, Matt. Now somebody took that, so let's try MattsHunter. Hopefully that's not taken. MattsHunter was good. Okay, and if you guys look on the upper right here, you'll see that I'm on a PvP server. This one's called Arcanite Reaper. And the reason that I chose a PvP server this time, guys, is because I haven't done one before. And I thought it'd be kind of interesting to try a new type of server and to get into some battles with the opposite faction, which will be the Alliance in this case because I chose a Horde character, along the way for the video series. So you guys can see me beat up on some people and get beat up on too. And last but certainly not least, I've got to make a bank character. We were talking about Joanna. So Joanna used to play a female troll, so let's do that. Since this is kind of inspired by Joanna series. Let's see here. This looks pretty good. Let's just get a good hair color and then we're set to go. And the purpose of this bank alt, guys, is going to be that anything that I can't use on my main character, I'm going to try to sell on the auction house with this bank character so that I can make extra gold for mounts and bags and things like that. Let's try bank. Oops. There we go. Bank is taken. Let's see, Banco-matic. We'll try to get the mat in there one more time, see if that's available. Banco-matic was available. There we go. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how both of them look, so let's get started.